So your plow has a set of SmartLight 2 headlights just like this. But lately you notice that there's something rattling around inside that headlight. Chances are what it is this little bulb shield over that low beam bulb itself, and that's fallen out. In today's technical service video, what we're going to show for you is how easy it is to get that back into position and repair this once and for all. With some simple tools, let's get started. Now for doing this repair today, we're going to do this right on the bench top with this headlight completely removed from the plow, which makes it a heck of a lot easier. Now to get this disassembled from the plow itself, click on the link next to me here and it will bring you to a video which explains how not only to remove this from the plow, but also how to change the headlight bulbs themselves. Let's get started. First step in the procedure is with a 3mm Allen wrench, you must remove all 4 of the cap screws from the front of the assembly. After removing the 4 screws, I'm simply going to pull the insert, which is the lens reflector, from the headlight housing. Now we have access to the actual bulbs at the back of the housing. Through this low beam center bulb socket is where we're going to be actually doing the repair of this bulb shield. Now the next step in this procedure is quite interesting, to say the least. To get that bulb shield back into that little socket that it fell out of, I simply stick my finger back through the socket for the low beam bulb in the backside. Now I'm going to sit here and work this thing around and hang it upside down and do whatever I got to do to get that bulb to sit back in that, or that bulb shield to sit back into that socket. Now there's no exact way of doing this. A lot of guys say that they can do it and kind of get it started. I like to try to get it in part way, and then with my long needle nose pliers, I like to reach in through the backside and grab the stem and try seating it. Once I get the base of that bulb shield kind of started inside that pocket, what I like to use is a long tool that I can reach in from the backside again and actually pull it into that socket. Now what I've got here is a little pry tool, and this works pretty good. But I've also had some pretty good success with a simple, straight, long-braided screwdriver. Let's take a close look at what I'm doing with this tool through the backside. Now that we have the bulb shield actually seated back in the socket, our next step is, from the bottom side, we're going to drill a small pilot hole and then be inserting a number 6 screw through the bottom of this housing to actually hold that bulb shield in place. Let me show you how we do this step. The area that we're going to be drilling and inserting the small set screw is going to be from the bottom side of the lens itself. So right where that low beam bulb socket is from the bottom side, there's a small square area, and there's going to be a natural center point to that square area. What I like to do is, from the very point of this center area, measure up 1/4 of an inch and just put yourself a little mark here, and that's where we're going to drill our pilot hole. Now with a 1/16 inch drill bit, I'm simply going to drill on the mark that I've made here just until I go through the bottom side of the housing itself. The next step is to simply sink my number 6 machine screw through my pilot hole in, securing the bulb shield in place. So now we have basically repaired that bulb shield for good. The only steps now: put your bulbs in the backside, reinsert it into the housing, put your screws on, and then mount it back onto the plow. Now if you have any questions on any of the stuff that we showed you in this short video, by all means, please call us on our technical service line at the bottom of the screen. And as always, happy plowing.